Well, for more on this, Maria Rua Aguete joins us now from London. She's the Executive Director at the technology research firm Omdia. Welcome back to Money Talks, Maria. Now, can we start with Amazon first? As we saw there, Jeff Bezos, the founder and CEO, added $13 billion to his net worth in just one day on Monday, and that was thanks to a rally in Amazon shares. Why is the e-retailer doing so well when the US economy is doing so badly right now?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here again. So I think Amazon leadership position in online retail and cloud explain how well they did during the pandemic. People couldn't go to physical stores, so online retailing was the only way to buy goods and items during the pandemic. And also Amazon mentioned how organizations were relying on cloud in the cloud system in AWS for their data and operations, such as call centers. So I'm not surprised that they did so well, how they end up Q1 with 75 billion in revenues, 26% growth. They did extremely well when many companies were doing really bad. But again, taking into account that more than 60% of the revenue comes from online retail from cloud, two important business during the pandemic, no surprise they did so well and their earnings are high. They're also reinvesting a lot of cash in the business. In Q2, they promised 4 billion they will invest to cope with the pressure with the high demand during COVID. And also they're at forefront on logistics automation. We know they bought an autonomous driving startup last month, Sux, which highlights how much Jeff Bezos is investing in innovation, automation, and making sure they're efficient in terms of delivery.
Okay, now when this pandemic is over, hopefully sooner rather than later, do you expect that Amazon will continue to do well, even as stores reopen back to normal?
For sure, they will continue to do well because many people took habits during the pandemic, like buying more things online, and now even the stores are open. People feel comfortable more than ever to still rely on e-commerce. Also, bear in mind that although we are going back to what we call normality, people going back to the office, nothing will be as it used to be, in the sense people will not go 5 days a week to an office if they can work 2 or 3 days from home. So in the long term, there will be structural changes that mean Amazon will be in a strong position in the next years to benefit from many of the things that happen now during the pandemic.
Can we take a look at Apple now? Because even though it was forced to close most of its Apple stores across the world early on in the pandemic, its stock is still rallied quite significantly. We saw that Warren Buffett, one of its major investors, has earned $40 billion since March from his stake in the company. Why is Apple doing so well right now?
Apple, again, is one of the technology companies that they are doing well because people are using devices, services. Apple provides not only the handset, they also provides video content, news and other type of services. It's a brand that people respect and love. Although when we look at the revenues from Apple, to be fair, they didn't grow as much as Amazon at all. In fact, in Q1, the growth was minimal. It was almost 60 billion revenues in Q1 2020 than in Q1 2019. So in terms of growth, Amazon has done much better than Apple. But again, Apple, of course, they have a lot of cash, they can invest, they can buy whatever they want. And I wouldn't be surprised if they end up investing in a delivery company like Amazon is delivering goods to your house, to your home. Apple very easily can deliver goods to the person. They have the phone, which is the #1 connected device in everyone's house. Everyone has one. So if Apple enters in that business, imagine how much profit, how much revenue they can make out of that.
Now, there are some concerns among some market analysts that perhaps we're seeing the beginning of another tech bubble, a bubble in stocks in this sector. Are you worried about that as well? That is, do you think investors' confidence in the tech sector is currently misplaced?
As we said before, since some of these changes will keep going forward, so remote working, people not being able to meet face-to-face, since many of these changes will be long-term, many tech companies will continue to perform well. At the same time, those that have been heavily invested and now they're not performing so well, they are exposed. And yes, those are the ones that we have to pay attention. So in general, tech companies will do well in the long term because many of these changes will continue over the last months, if not years. But yes, some companies will be exposed now, those that were heavily invested and didn't perform according to plan. So we will see some stocks going down.
Okay, let's see how much longer this rally will go for. Maria Roa Agueta from Omdia in London, thank you again for joining us.